Hey guys, it's I'm here with my Dark Irregulars deck build, and so basically this is based around soul charging for power, maybe even crits, um, and it can go a lot of ways. You have a lot of options with this build, so tell me what you think. Starting Vanguard, greedy hand. Played around with Devil and Shadow, played around with Vermilion Gatekeeper. This even though it's a counterblast, you're not going to be using counterblast too much with this deck anyway. What it is, call, move, right on top of it, move to your guard, and later in the game you can pop it to soul, counterblast one, put something else in the soul. So, it's pretty awesome. Main grade 3 Blade Ring Reiji. His skill is pretty awesome. When it's written, just basically take a rear guard, pop the rest of them from your deck into soul. Works great with like demon bikes. Anything you run for, really. 2 Amon. High power, good finisher for the deck. I like him a lot better than Dark Lord of the Abyss. People are gonna question this. I criticize this card a lot too. I run 1 Adele Rose. Reason being, this card has saved me from missing grade 2 a lot. A lot. Plus, its Counterblast 2 plus 1 critical ability is very underrated. Let's just say that. It can turn into a Reiji very quickly. Imagine the demon bikes that you put behind with Reiji. So, then combine that with Adele Rose, your opponent's in a pretty bad situation. 1 Dark Lord, the Limit Break. It's Counterblast 2 to become an Amon. That kind of pisses me off. I still want to be Amon, but it gets the job done in the last second of the game, so. Grade 2s. Run 4 Blue Dust. Some people are like, well, you should run Emblem Master instead. Emblem Master needs to hit a Vanguard. Plus, you need the Counterblast. Blue Dust, attack hits, Soul Charge 1. That's simple. 2 Vanillas, Royal Seeger. Yeah, for Adele Rose and the 10k beater. 1 Amon. Medium Amon. 11k beater when you have 6 or more in soul, which is all the time. 2 Emblem Master. Soul Charge 3. That's a heavy soul charge. That's great. Normally, you want him in the Vanguard circle, because your opponent's more likely to defend him as a rear guard than a Vanguard. So, that's my logic. I run 2 Decadent Succubus. I used to run 3. Popped 1 out for an Emblem Master. Because after it's in the Vanguard circle, it's virtually useless. So, yeah, but when it's in the Vanguard, anything you call to the rear guard, you get to Soul Charge. It's great. Okay, grade 1s. 3 Perfect Guard. You don't need to run more than 3. It's fucking ridiculous. But 3 Perfect Shield is more than perfect with this deck. See what I did there? 2 Yellow Bolt. Pop him Soul Charge 1. It pisses me off because he can't boost after that. So don't go crazy with him. And Soul Charge Smart with this deck. You don't need that much. Double Courting Succubus. 7k booster. When it boosts an attack that hits the Vanguard, Soul Charge 1. 4 Demon Bike of the Witching Hour. This works great with Reiji. It's a grade 1 booster for every one of itself in the soul. It gets plus 2,000 power, so that's really good, especially when you have 3 in the soul with Reiji behind him. And with Reiji in front of him. So, yeah. Double Alluring Succubus for soul charging power. And it's a 7k booster. And very underrated card for this. 2 during the thruster. This is a beater, especially with stand triggers in this deck. Even if it's moved up to the front guard, it doesn't have to boost. This could be hitting for 21 on its own. And then stand trigger. Boom. 21. Imagine that. Play around with that card. You'll like it. This card's underrated. I used to hate it too, believe me. I've played with Dark Regulars for a long time. Trigger lineup. 4 heals. Obviously. I run 4 crit. No more, no less. You don't need the critical triggers. Your Vanguard's hitting for 3 crit already. Those who run 8 critical triggers with the Dark Irregulars deck, you don't know what Dark Irregulars are, because they're based on putting in a soul, getting a bunch of power from the soul. You don't need the critical triggers. I mean, unless your main Vanguard's Amon, you shouldn't be running that many critical triggers. You can run 6 max, I'd say. As far as the stand triggers go, these are your sweet babies. Iron 4 of Dark Queen of Nightmareland, because you can recycle her quite a bit, and it's quite useful. And on top of that, I run 2 Hades Puppet Master. 6 stand triggers. Run them. The deck would not have 3 types of stand triggers if the deck didn't want you to run stand triggers. The deck needs stand triggers. It's high power, high boosting power. These stand triggers are great. Works great with Yellow Bolt. Pop Yellow Bolt, you soul charge, you get a stand trigger, you get to restand that boost. Think about it. It's good to play around with. And lastly, 2 draw triggers to increase draw power and 5,000 shields. It's better than throwing away 10k shields for a 5k guard attack. It always sucks to have to do that. So, tell me how it goes for you guys. I mean, I normally win a lot with this deck, as long as you play it right. Play smart. Alright? Tell me what you think. Alright, later.